I wasn't expecting the fight to get that bad. Sure, my wife, Lily, and I had been arguing more than usual lately. Tension had been simmering since we landed in Italy for this so-called romantic getaway. But I thought it was just one of those rough patches, something we'd laugh about later over a glass of wine. Turns out, she and her sister had other plans. It happened in a small town just outside Florence. I don't even remember what the fight was about, something dumb, probably. One of those arguments where you're both too stubborn to back down. What I do remember is the moment Lily rolled her eyes, grabbed the rental car keys, and said, "Fine. Let's see how you get back." Her sister, Lisa, laughed. Then they drove off. I stood there on the cobblestone street, watching the taillights disappear. I had no phone, no wallet, just a few crumpled euros in my pocket and the clothes on my back. At first, I thought they'd come back. That it was some stupid joke. That any minute, Lily would pull up, smirking, and say, "Had enough?" She didn't. And that's when I realized this wasn't just a prank. This was something else entirely. I wandered for hours, my frustration giving way to something closer to disbelief. Who does that? Who abandons their husband in a foreign country over a petty fight? By nightfall, I found a tiny hostel and used my last euros to get a bed. No passport meant no proper check-in, but the old woman running the place took pity on me. The next morning, I managed to get in touch with my bank. A wire transfer. Enough to get me moving. Enough to make a decision. I wasn't going back. Not to the hotel in Florence. Not to Lily. Not to whatever twisted game she was playing. Instead, I went south. I took trains, buses, whatever I could afford. I slept in hostels, ate cheap street food, and watched the world blur past me. Each mile between us felt like a weight lifting. By the time I reached the coast, something in me had shifted. Then I saw a ferry heading for Greece. And I bought a ticket. 3 weeks later, I was in a small town on a Greek island, working at a beachside CAF. It wasn't much, just cleaning tables and washing dishes, but it was enough. Enough to start over. Enough to remind myself that I existed outside of her. Then she found me. I was wiping down a table when I heard her voice. "Jesus, Matt." I turned. She looked the same. Sun-kissed skin. That same stubborn expression. But something was different in her eyes, hesitation, maybe. I didn't say anything. Just waited. She took a shaky breath. "I've been looking for you." I tossed the rag onto the table. "Well, you found me." She swallowed. "Look, I know what I did was messed up. It was supposed to be a joke. I didn't think." I laughed. A bitter, tired laugh. "Didn't think I'd leave?" She flinched. "Didn't think you'd disappear." "Matt, come on. You just vanished." I shook my head. "No. You vanished. You left me on the street and drove off like I didn't matter. That's not fair. Isn't it?" I leaned against the table, arms crossed. "Tell me, Lily. When did you realize I wasn't coming back? After a day? A week?" She looked away. "It wasn't supposed to be." "A joke?" I scoffed. "Yeah. You keep saying that." Silence stretched between us. The sound of waves, distant chatter from the CAF. Finally, she whispered, "I messed up." I exhaled slowly. "Yeah. You did." She sat down across from me. For the first time in a long time, she looked uncertain. Vulnerable. "I thought you'd come back mad," she admitted. "That you'd show up at the hotel, yell, and then we'd make up. But when you didn't, I got scared." I studied her. "Scared of what?" She looked down. That maybe I'd pushed you too far. That maybe you realized you didn't want to come back. I swallowed. Maybe I did. Her eyes met mine. Are you saying this is it? You're just done? I thought about it. About the last 3 weeks. About how I felt waking up without the weight of our fights. About how, for the first time in years, I wasn't walking on eggshells. I thought about how much lighter I felt. And I realized I couldn't go back. I sighed, rubbing the back of my neck. Lily. I don't think I can do this anymore. Her face crumpled. Matt. I loved you, I said, voice steady. Hell, maybe a part of me still does. But something broke that day. And I don't think it can be fixed. Tears welled in her eyes, but she nodded. I stood. I should get back to work. She wiped her face quickly, standing too. So that's it? I hesitated. I hope you find whatever you're looking for. And then I walked away. The waves crashed. The sun dipped lower. And for the first time in years, I felt free.